and welcome. Today the plan is to make 2-ply reverse wrap cordage, better known as string. If you go off into the woods, there are a number of things that you're going to need. Quite often at bushcraft courses they ask you which 3 would you take, knowing that you probably need at least 4. You're going to need a cutting edge, sharp knife, or possibly flint found in the woodlands. You're going to need some means of making fire, whether that's matches, fire steel, flint and steel, or you're going to use fire by friction. You're probably going to need a cooking pot, something to cook in. Not necessarily you can roast, but that's probably the most difficult thing to make. And the 4th thing you need is string, something to tie things together. It's extremely useful, and we take it for granted. But when you have to make it, you take on a whole new value of it and cherish every single centimetre. So we're going to have a look today at how to make string from nettles. And one of the things I use to practice with is raffia, easily bought off the internet, delivered to your door. I'm not particularly good at making string, so I needed to practice. We should always practice the things that we're worst at, otherwise we'll never get better. And raffia gave me a readily available natural fibre source to practice with, and I've begun to learn. All fibres are turned into rope or string by twisting, and there's a bridge in South America that's made of grass and crosses a massive gorge, and I'll put a link to the video of that, a YouTube video of that, underneath in the video notes. You'll find the video notes in the little grey arrow right underneath the video screen in the right hand corner, and if you touch that it'll reveal the video notes and the link will be in there. The other thing that's worth doing is popping along to the historic royal docks at Woolwich and having a look at their rope yard. They made massive ropes by exactly the same technique that we're going to use today, except they do it on a massive scale. So we're going to start with raffia. I'm using a big bunch of raffia because it's easier to see what I'm doing. You need to find the middle, although that depends upon the technique you're using, and twist away. I'm twisting away. I'm left-handed, but I do things in a right-handed manner. So twist away, and you just keep twisting until the raffia twist wants to kink. And there it goes. Pinch that with your finger and thumb, and we've now got 2 strands and the kink. Just give that a little tweak. Now I'm going to twist away with the top one and then reach under and grab that one and then turn the whole lot towards me. That's the reverse wrap. So I'm twisting one way. Moistening your fingers help. I've got a little pot of water nearby and I've moistened the fibres. I've twisted away, and then I take that one and I twist towards myself. That's the reverse wrap. Twist away, turn it towards you. Twist away, turn it towards you. Always twist the furthest one from you. Twist, turn, twist. Now, underneath my thumb, which has been creeping along, is now the beginning of a piece of cordage. It's not very good at this end, but it's getting better, and it will continue to get better if I keep twisting. Nice tight twists. Twist it tight, pinch it with your thumb, turn it towards you. Twist the top one away, turn it towards you. Move, and we're beginning to get some cordage. Now, you can carry on doing that for as long as you like until you run out, but at some point you are going to run out because natural fibres have a definite length. The nettles usually grow about 4 feet at maximum. If you can get long ones, do get them.
But the thing I'm going to show you is that you can do it the other way. Rather than twisting away and turning towards you, you can twist towards and turn away from you. And I've got two examples that I've done previously, Blue Peter style. And you'll see that these, this one is like the one above, but this has a twist going the other way. So let's have a look how I was doing that. Here are my two strands. Just dampen it up a little bit because it's got dry. There we go. I'm going to twist the top towards me and wrap away. Twist towards me, wrap away. Twist towards me and wrap away. Twist towards me and wrap away. And we're just continuing doing that. Now, the ability to do both ways is very useful because this is a fairly thin string, but I could make that thicker, and I'll give you an example. Here is quite a long piece of raffia string I made last year sometime, and it's still together. It doesn't look too bad. But if I wanted to make that thicker, what I could do is continue the process. Take the middle, and it's being twisted towards me. So I'm going to twist towards me with my right hand and keep twisting until that kink forms. Where is it? There it is. Pinch it, and then continue. Twist towards me, wrap away, twist towards me, wrap away, twist towards me, wrap away, and you can see that we're beginning to grow a thicker piece of cordage. Just do a few more. Twist towards, wrap away, twist towards, wrap away. Get that? Now if I compare that with what I have at the other end, you can see it's a lot thicker and a lot stronger. Now it is really important that you try to keep the two strands the same size, because if they become uneven, the thinner one will simply just wrap around the thicker one and you won't end up with very good or very strong cordage. One of the things that some teachers do is they say, well, if one becomes thinner than the other, steal a strand from the other one. So we could steal this strand here from that one and bring it into this one and just carry on. That's one way you can do it. So keep an eye on that, make sure it stays nice and even on both sides. Now we come to adding in. As you can see, this side is running out, and so I need to pick up several pieces of raffia. Just pull them out of the bag. There it is. And I want something about the same sort of thickness, and I'm using several strands, so I'm going to bring them together and pop them in. Now, give them a little dampening, give them a little twist, bend them in half like that, and what we're going to do is we're going to feed it in right there. So that goes there, that goes there, and then I carry on. But bear in mind, both of these two strands have now become thicker. So what we want to do is to try to keep it even by twisting that a little bit tighter to begin with until we've got it going. Twist towards, wrap away. That's what I'm doing on this piece of string. Twist towards, wrap away. Twist towards, trying to keep it nice and tight. Wrap away. Twist towards, wrap away. I've got myself in a tangle, and every so often you need to come back down here and just sort yourself out because they do get tangled. Twist towards, wrap away. And so we can see these last few aren't as neat and they're getting a bit fatter, but with a little bit of effort we can begin to twist this up a bit tighter and wrap away. Twist this one up a bit tighter, twisting towards, wrapping away. Remember, whatever you twist, you do the opposite on the wrap. And it's beginning to thicken up a bit, but we can carry on, and that's quite... I hardly think it's necessary to have a video of showing me using a pair of scissors to cut the nettles at the base. These aren't particularly big nettles, longer the better really, and I picked these a few days ago and they're a bit wizened, but they will work just as well. Handle them with a pair of gloves, just strip the leaves off by doing that. These are quite dry, so they will come off quite easily, but just the same, just run upwards like this and use your gloves, and that will just get rid of the spines and will reduce the stinging effect. We've all been stung by nettles, it's not fun. And you know, break off any side bits, and we can then get down to business. So there we have the nettle stalk, and then what we need is some hard object. I'm going to use my Swiss Army knife, and you need to crush the nodules where the leaves come out. So it's just a matter of just crushing them there. You could use a stick. Sometimes you can just roll a stick like a rolling pin. A rolling pin would do the job extremely well. And you can give them a bit of a bash if you want to, you know. And just break the nodule where the leaves come out. Once you've done that, as you can see, it's beginning to split. So using your thumbnail, and I don't have particularly big thumbnails, I keep mine fairly short. From the days when I was working with poisonous substances, you don't want those up your fingernail, and it's just a habit I've got. But even I've managed to split that open, and you can just run your thumb up all the way and it will split. Now these are, as I say, I picked them a few days ago, and they are a little drier than you would normally obviously have them, but they'll work just as well. And there we go. Now once you've got it open like that, what you want to do is to bend it backwards, and you can see the pith, the green bit in the middle, stands up, and we don't want that. So once you've broken it and got it to run, you can just put your thumb there and just pull, and it will, this is the bit we want, the pith we don't, and it'll just run off all the way up. And then we do the other half. All the way up. There we go. And we get rid of that. And you can see now that there are 4 decent strands, and it's better to let those dry and then re-moisten. So here we have some nettle strands that I picked quite a while ago. In fact, they were donated by my son from his garden, which was a bit of a wilderness at the time, and they were very, very dry, so they look a bit wet now because I've soaked them, because they were very, very brittle, and they're much more flexible now. So you pick 2 out, depends on whether how thick a string you want, as to whether you use 1 strand, 2 strands or 4 strands. I'm going to use 2 complete nettles because I think it would be easier for you to see. And I'm starting at 2 thick ends going to 2 thin ends, and you want to pick about 1/3 of the way along to start for this technique. And in there we start by doing our twist until we get a kink, and so there's the kink, and we transfer that and pinch it with our finger and thumb again, twisting away, wrap towards, twist away, wrap towards, twist away, wrap towards. I think I just got that wrong there. Twist away, wrap towards, twist away, wrap towards, twist away, wrap towards, twist away, wrap towards, twist away, wrap towards. And already we're getting a bit of string. Twist away, wrap towards, 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 twist away, wrap towards. And I'm just going to carry on doing that for a while, and I'll get back to you in a moment. Well, here we are. I've got that far, and it's not looking too bad, but you can see I'm running out here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the thin end and I'm going to lay that in, and I'm going to start twisting that into the end that's running out. So twist, wrap towards, twist, wrap towards, twist, wrap towards. And if I now look at it, you can see there's the bit which you can cut off later, which I put in, and we can cut those bits off, and we can just carry on. Twist, wrap towards, twist, wrap towards, twist, twist, wrap towards. And there we are, we've got a piece of string, and it does grow quite quick. You can put your nettle cordage to use. Last year, as a bit of fun, I made a Roycraft pack frame, which is basically 2 sticks the length of your arm and 1 stick the size of your forearm. I'll give you a better view of that later. But at the top here, I actually use my nettle cordage to tie the sticks together. The sticks have been notched so that they're together, they're getting a bit loose, they've dried off, they started off as green sticks, and I could probably do with rebinding that and making it work. But, you know, it's fairly strong. At the bottom end I used some of my raffia cordage because I hadn't made much nettle and I wanted to finish off the pack frame, but it is very useful. So here's the Roycraft pack frame, 3 pieces of wood. The long one's the length of your arm, the short one the length of your forearm, and then you notch them, put them together and tie them and bind them. How do you carry that? Well, you need some long thick string. I'm using some tape. Put a lark's head knot round there. Pull that through. And then, once you've got it nice and tight, split the tape, take it over your back, turn it round the right way, and then wrap it round the cross pieces of the bottom and bring it round in front of you. And there we have a rucksack frame that you could then bind things to carry, and that will get you out of the woods and get you moving should you need to.